Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yes.
All right, see you later.
No, it was halfway good. I enjoyed half of it.
Which half?
The friend
Speed dating?
I am going on record saying up until now, this could very well change knowing her, but I'm really enjoying Gizelle Bryant.
Okay.
I'm really surprised by it.
We will mark this date on our calendars. And
What is today?
the 8th of December?
8th of December.
Yeah.
I am enjoying Gizelle Bryant. I don't know what's happening.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because last year I had nothing, not even last year, earlier this year, I had nothing good to say about this woman, and I thoroughly enjoyed her this episode.
I think without Robin being around, Gizelle.
Let Robin never come back, honestly. Giselle's fine on her own.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of not interested in seeing Robin on Traitors even. I'm just like,
oh God, I hope she gets eliminated soon.
Yeah. I'm just like,
she's just like, I mean, what does she add? You know?
Well, we don't know for sure yet, but all I know is her absence from Potomac is making Gizelle a better housewife.
Yes, because I think if the opposite had been, if they had taken Gizelle away from Robin would have like disintegrated into a puddle of nothing.
I don't know. Just Robin could have been Robin would have tried to be like a boss ass bitch and like tried to be like all like owning, you know.
I don't think she doesn't have that in her.
Facade.
She doesn't have that in her, you know. Like I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah, I think we're both underestimating each other, but
no, I just think she wouldn't have anything to. Anyways, it's not worth speculating. She's not. That's not what happened. She should not come back. Maybe like as like. A cameo,
like a Cynthia Bailey walk on.
Yeah, not a full time. Like show up at a party, be like, "Hey, Robin, how's it going?"
Exactly.
But that's all I need. I don't need.
I would agree. Luckily, that's not happening.
Yeah,
Robin didn't show up at speed dating. She
did not.
I don't know. Why don't we hang out as much?
It's Rob. Yeah, speed dating so very fun. I don't know why, but just like seeing, I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, you have a farm. Oh, I don't know about that life, but I loved how she connected with the Nams guy, and then she's like, I have a type. It was like a ding,
yeah, very much a type.
You have a type.
Then she's like, oh, Jason really didn't fit that type, and it's like, well, yeah,
because that wasn't real.
It was Jason, right?
Yeah, the guy from Winter House
or whichever house.
No, it was Winter House.
But yeah, like that wasn't a real relationship.
No,
I can't believe that it was. So.
No, just because no, not at all. And then Ashley, surprisingly, being fun and not surprising, but she was fun and cute and having a connection with that guy whose name I can't.
Josh.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
Well, she went from the kiddie pool to the dating pool. Jumped right in the deep end
with this youngin. How old is she now?
She's
30. Because she just had a birthday on Wendy's birthday.
She's 30. She's 37 or 38.
No, not that much. I think she's maybe 34.
Oh, well then I guess dating a 30-year-old.
Yeah. Well, also she's 30-something with 2 kids and a divorce. Yeah. Almost.
Well, he's a 30-year-old who had thyroid cancer at such a young age.
28. That was so weird how she phrased that. And it almost as if that amped up her interest in him, but I'm like, really? Girl, cancer did it?
Well, she made it seem like he went through it so long ago when it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, he is very recently in remission.
Yeah.
So, but good for him.
Good for all cancer survivors. Yeah. I have a handful of friends that have gone through it, and I know that if ever I was diagnosed with cancer, I would just be like, oh God, I'm dying. I would go straight to there's no coming back from this.
Right. Well, she said to me, has this changed her outlook on life? And he's like, it inspired him to live, basically, and enjoy, carpe the diem.
Yeah, and not worry about bad hairstyles.
No, bless.
Yeah, little too poofy. It's like the broccoli haircut that all the
but also very narrowed. Not a
faux hawk mohawk situation.
Not a mullet.
Yeah.
It was just very just narrowed and
it was a poofy broccoli.
Almost what's his name at the party?
Which party?
My holiday party.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it was a little with Sideshow Bob. But not as is wild, but it was a little high.
Yeah.
It was close to Jesus that year.
It's a little too close.
A little too close. But yeah.
Yeah.
And they played beer pong and kissed and all that.
Yeah. Really seemed like crappy beer pong at that.
I didn't understand that, like, why I've never played beer pong, but why the cups went to the side. Is that because they when they're trying to shoot for those?
Yeah, I think what's supposed to be when you get it in, if I threw a ping pong ball into one of your beer cups, you're supposed to drink the beer out of that cup.
Right.
And I guess you take it out of play, so I can't get in that cup again.
Well, like his cups were to the side.
Exactly. And she
was throwing them out though, and I'm like, are you supposed to do that? I thought you were supposed to throw them at the cups in the placement thing.
Maybe there's different versions, different rules. This kitty down here really wants to get on camera. I'm not going to pick her up because she freaks out.
And we thought they were not axe throwing, but then we're like, oh, beer pong.
Well, and I also thought they were like in an empty bar, and I was like, what? Then there were finally some people behind them, but
it wasn't like Raven and Keiarna last. And
it made me wonder if all of Potomac is just going to be like an empty restaurant, but no.
I guess it's easier to film that way, so you don't have to worry about people signing off on
clearances
waivers, and we're trying to film you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, That's interesting. I didn't notice that people were filming at Sutton's party
on Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
I think there were a couple of people. We heard about this on 2T.
Yeah,
right. I do recall people, remember there being a couple scenes where people were holding their phone and kind of just like turning and filming.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I just thought of that as any normal situation where like, oh, shit's going down. Let's film it.
Right. I thought they were definitely staring because the camera kept panning to them, staring at them. But I feel like if they had been filming, someone from production would be like, can you please stop?
Yeah.
Like you have signed off to be on camera, so you should not be filming yourself.
Yeah. In my mind, if I saw it, like I wouldn't think twice about it. I'd just go, oh, someone's filming something interesting that's going down. Whether that's, in my head, I could see it as being, they're not filming because they're on a show. They're filming because there's two crazy women over there arguing with each other.
With antlers, and I think this got her head.
Be like, oh, what the heck, So that's what, if I saw it, that's how I would have processed it and not even thought anything about it. But
also because I don't recall seeing that online. Like I saw people who filmed Wendy's party. Bringing it back to Potomac, I saw people who filmed Wendy's party, showed it, they posted it, and we're seeing a thread on Reddit of all the women just sitting around the table, and the person who filmed it were they gave detailed they were there for hours, and we stayed the entire time. Then we met Karen and Wendy, and they're really nice and took pictures with us. And
that's why I think in the whole Beverly Hills thing that it wasn't a huge thing, and if it was, maybe production caught them before they could post anything.
Probably so.
But in this case, those people at the restaurant could have just posted it. Well, Ashley's on a date,
right?
And that would have just fit right in on the internet. You'd be like, okay, Ashley Darby's on a date during filming.
Wearing her Daisy Dukes.
Those were... now you call them Daisy Dukes.
Yes, I did, because we're on the pod.
It doesn't matter. We can say coochie cutters. It's not explicit. I've read the rules about when we need to mark things explicit. So if you're listening with your children, why? No. Why?
They're carpooling, okay.
But coochie...
I want everybody to stop saying it.
No, there's probably the same way there's little words for everything. Someone probably calls that, if people can say you're vahoo-hoo and all those other silly things. Vajayjay, vahoo-hoo, coochie, your charo. Oh, we're gonna call it the charo for our children. And you were thinking, why? Oh, the coochie. See.
Oh, the charo. I think you should stay, speaking of teaching children, having hard conversations with children, I think you should go with actual terms.
Yeah. I think, I believe that children are our future. I think first you need to teach them well and let them
lead the way.
You need to show them all the beauty they possess inside.
Right.
Give them a sense of pride. But yes.
Okay, wait a minute.
That was awkward. And I'm not going to...
Oh, we're going right to that.
Oh, we're going right to it.
There must have happened before that.
Oh, really?
We gotta work it out.
But you just gave a perfect segue into how awkward that entire show was.
Well, I said we're still talking the good half of it.
All right.
So that was good, the speed dating and Ashley going on an actual date. Wendy telling her mother and her mom not freaking out about her leaving her position. It was all how you spin it, because she didn't say that stuff to Eddie about how she felt undervalued or tolerated and not valued.
Right.
Like, that was new. But yeah, that's all how you spin it to parents. And also, like, I have still 4 degrees. I can get another job, Mom. So I think she accepted it that way. But I did love her sister, who reminded me of my sister. And the whole, like, can I exit the chat?
Yeah, the way her mom just started kind of jumping into some confusion.
Are you crazy?
Yeah. She's like, yeah, I am ready to leave this. Right?
Well, because, like, Wendy looked at her sister. She's, like, about to, like, tell her mom, and her sister's like, nope, I don't know why you're looking at me. I'm like, I'm just here for the free food.
Yeah, that's part of this.
Eat my food.
Wendy and her sister look very similar.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. And her sister looks like my sister. It freaked me out.
I wasn't really paying attention, and so, like, when she came on screen, like, I knew there was a little flash as to who it was, and it could have been, so-and-so, Wendy's friend. But
I was wondering, like, why are they holding hands? And I'm like, oh, it's her sister.
I don't know.
We've seen her before.
Mia and Jacqueline hold hands.
Me and I was gonna make a rhyme, but I'm not gonna go for that.
but definitely her sister. You can tell it's in every way that they're siblings.
Very much so. I enjoyed it,
and I am sorry, but every time I still think that I don't know. I think Susan, their mother. I don't know. Is
that her name? I keep forgetting.
It is. And I'm just so happy that I remember that.
Stars like flew in my eye.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, fine.
Okay. I'll have to make sure the camera comes off of you. I find we touch our faces too much. When
I tried not to. I had an itch in my nose, and I'm like, I'm not picking my nose. I'm just like, I get an itch.
No, there's times I'm just like rubbing my eye or I'm stretching back of my head.
Yeah.
And I bet you people who watch us are like, these guys won't stop touching their faces. What
I know.
My
hands are clean. I just wash them.
I think it's interesting. I wonder if Wendy's mom, or if Wendy encourages her mom to talk about her wonderful Christian faith on the regular to make up for all the things that happened last season. Was that just last season?
That was last season.
With NECA and everything.
Well, she made sure to set, who was it? Ashley?
Oh, yeah.
No, Mia straight. Like, I am not a bird.
Yeah.
I pray to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So no, it's just interesting, but it's a little bit more like, I'm like, okay, I get it, Susan. You love Jesus. Good on you.
I do not have a shrine, Mia.
Yeah, exactly. Borderline our cat voice.
Oh, it is. It could really
tweaks, and that's the voice we use when we talk
more of a brogue.
Yeah.
But
I kind of want a cat and name her Susan.
And the guy would be like, my name is not Susan. That was a Whitney Houston song.
Yes.
That one?
I know that.
Okay.
Of all songs that I know my name.
That's so random. So where we get the awkwardness at the end of the episode, the awkwardness of
Ray.
TJ.
Oh. I'd forgot.
Yes.
Awkward all around.
TJ and Stacey.
Yeah.
And him putting on the bonnet to like cook her some Italian food.
To make her bobbly. I mean, we don't even make ourselves bobbly. Like that's like if you're going to do pizza, do some pizza.
It was like so lame.
Yeah.
He is so lame. And that whole conversation where I think she wanted him to be like, no, she did want them to say, no, you're my woman. I'm going to wait for you. I don't want you to anybody else. It's just you and me. You get that divorce. You do that mediation. And then I want us to be together. And he was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you date other people, I'm going to date other ladies and not have sex with them. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they had the conversation.
She shouldn't have started the conversation with like, well, the women have said that I shouldn't get so serious with you. Like, what does she expect him to react to that? Like, oh, so these people you've known for 5 minutes on this reality show you're shooting are saying that there's something wrong with your relationship?
I was actually kind of worried that he'd get a little sanctimonious and be all like, well, that's not, I'm glad, and just.
I thought he was going to be pissed at like, why are you letting them, decide our relationship?
Yeah, I thought he'd get a little bit more, like that, and down the whole idea of, you're your own woman,
Yeah.
So I'm glad he didn't go there.
Yeah.
I'm glad he actually took it to an area of, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do, You got
to go through this whole divorce thing.
Right.
It's like, I don't know how long she's been having issues with her husband or how long they've really been like separated without being separated.
Right.
But does seem slightly soon to like hop into this, commitment.
Yeah, well,
for a friend.
Well, they say
best friend.
That it's half the time you're with someone to get over to to be ready to be with someone else.
Right.
So I mean, the timing worked out for us. So
oh, true. Yeah.
I was single for about 4.5, 5 years before I met you. And
well, we're not counting.
What?
Are we counting
Tyler?
Yeah.
No. Girl, please. No, I mean, love you, Tyler, but not like that.
There goes our New Zealand viewer.
But yeah, no, I mean that was definitely an experimental, that was reboundy.
I wasn't gonna say a name. You're all naming it.
It's fine.
I'm talking about his region.
There's more than one Tyler in New Zealand. I think we're okay. So anyway, and we're good friends.
Yeah.
And besides, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Yeah. Karen and but the TJ and it was a nice adult conversation. It was a little goofy how they got there, but I'm glad that they got there, and I'm glad that she, recognized that she wanted him to be a certain way, and fight.
Do you think he's dating her, or he sees being on the show as advantageous? I don't know why. I don't know what he does that would be so advantageous. Well, because he's not
Isn't he a trainer or something?
No, he's an actor.
Oh.
But he's not doing major stuff. So I think this is kind of could segue to getting on a kind of Candy Burrs production on the next movie she and Todd do. His name is out there now.
Yeah.
And in a way that he wasn't getting from guest starring on Days.
Well, if they are truly friends, maybe they had that arrangement beforehand.
I don't think they're this is long term. I don't think this is going to survive past the reunion, honestly.
Yeah, I can't see that either. I mean, especially someone who's just coming out of a 16-year marriage.
Yeah.
She's going to want some D. And
yeah, as she should.
Without having to get married to it. Although it was interesting, he was saying that he wants to be in a committed relationship. He never really said anything about they're kind of
being married.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Made it seem like he just wanted to know that it was heading somewhere serious before he'd take that into consideration. Which I think a lot of people use that as a loophole when they point to religion, or they just want to know that it's heading somewhere serious, and then they can go, oh well, and then we screwed, and then it was heading somewhere not so serious, so we stopped dating. But I don't see how people do it, but people do it that way.
I definitely want her to come back next season. I don't see him coming back next season.
Yeah, no,
as her friend, boyfriend, whatever.
I mean, unless there's a coming out party or something, but
stop trying to claim that man. I don't think he's gay.
I don't really think so either, but
that's rude. We're being so Atlanta,
or we were being very
2 seasons ago. It's you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, didn't one of the other ladies kind of make reference?
They all have
on Potomac this season.
Yeah, and off camera too. When I think Ashley mentioned, or somebody mentioned him, wearing. He was very shy now. Watch What Happens Live.
Right.
Shirt, and it's just.
Oh, and he was flirting with the trainer at the training.
That just seemed they were very broed up, and I think that it was just it's such low hanging fruit.
It is. Okay, so, I'll be better.
Yeah,
I'll promise to do better next time.
When you know better, you do better.
I never know better. Look who you're talking to. I don't know better. God, I barely know enough to sit here and not say stupid things. So
no, I didn't think the Karen and Ray conversation was. It started awkward when she said, because I thought she was going to say he basically drove her to drink, that he wasn't supporting her, and that's why she got in the car. But she was more so saying after the accident, he wasn't as supportive, but now he's gotten supportive. So I was like, okay, good. You're not blaming him, for your troubles.
Yeah. It just that whole, I don't know. First off, where the hell was that gazebo? Was that their backyard?
That's their backyard.
Okay, so
their current one.
Yeah, it just looks like they're in the middle of a golf course somewhere on the side of a road.
It does. Well, the gate, it seems like it's public access.
Yeah, so I was like, what is going on here? So did they decide to stop the car on the side of the road or golf cart and, let's have a picnic here on this gazebo. Yeah, and also it just seems anytime that they sit down to have a state of their relationship conversation, it's clearly performative for the cameras.
And it's always Ray's fault.
Yeah.
Ray's not appreciating her. They flash back to that one clip from 2020 of him saying like, I don't know if I love her. It's like, whoa, how many times are you going to use that one?
Wow, it's a weird clip. It's a weird thing to have said. I'd
on camera.
Yeah, I would very much like to better understand their history, because like he was married before and she was married before.
Yeah, this is definitely. Well, she has a child from a previous relationship, so I can't recall if she was married before.
Like, I want to know how they met and like what they came about as. Like I don't know. I'd like to know more. Didn't they just have a wedding vow renewal a couple seasons ago?
They did, like their
because remember
third season. It was before you started watching, though.
Oh no, I thought there was one, or was that Karen's birthday where she was up the big tall staircase?
That was Karen's. Was that triple 20? No. That was something, because that treacherous staircase,
and they were just in the weird event center in the middle of a shopping center.
Yes,
and then they had to go up these stairs.
Right, I can't remember what
that was. A vow renewal. That had to be a vow renewal.
Oh, maybe you're right.
So, but anyway, even for having watching that vow renewal, I have no idea how they met, how they got together. It's always just, to me, this Karen has this whole mystic like. Ray and she have always been together, but that's clearly not true.
Karen's very much like, don't look here, look over there. Look where I want you to look.
Right.
And she's not always so forthcoming, and it makes it confusing.
Yeah.
I wish she would just say, we both stepped out of the marriage at one point and just like own some things, but maybe, I don't know. It's just only what we've heard and what the other women have brought to the surface, i.e. Gizelle and Robin who brought this up.
She always just tries to remain so genteel and just so like,
how dare you?
Yeah, like I am the grande dame, and a lady wouldn't act like that. And it's like,
well, she's definitely loosened up. If you look at like that first season, she was very much like, oh,
really?
And now she's like, swearing it.
The way Luann was on her first season.
Yes, very similar. They were very much like, oh, darling, no, I'm too good for that. And now it's just like, Karen will cuss you out. Karen talks about like screwing Ray or not giving BJs anymore. And like Luann, wow, what an evolution of like uptight countess to now like, I'm a sexy cabaret singer. I want to get some D.
And you were worried about me saying coochie earlier.
What did I say?
You're sitting here talking about screwing and BJs and...
Well, coochie is like, it's... Well, first of all, it should use coochie cutters, not just like coochie hanging out by himself. Like, you need to attach to that word. It's an item of clothing.
Now you're talking about coochies hanging out all by themselves.
God, word, darling.
You're so graphic today.
Word.
Goodness.
This is becoming explicit.
It is getting there, for certain.
Yeah. So now we can get to Mia and Gordon.
Should we first talk about... Keiarna and Mia meeting up?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Keiarna straight from work with the work polo shirt on,
because that led to the Mia Gordon.
Yeah,
she gave her her boyfriend, not fiance Mia, just boyfriend, gave her some helpful tools to pass on to Mia because he's a social worker.
Yes, I like how Mia explained to Gordon that he works in the mental health industry. I'm like, I don't know, that's really good. I guess it is.
He does.
There is an industry surrounding mental health, so
yeah. I mean, I guess because I was really confused about why they were having this conversation, because they're not that close,
right?
And then when she rolled that aspect, I was like, okay, now I get it,
right?
But it was just very much like Keiarna was like trying to teach her something, and was giving like advice or making observations that were kind of like, whoa.
It seemed a little too lectury.
Yes.
Of sorts.
Like, this is not what you need to do. Now, Mia, he feels emasculated. And so you need to, it was like, it just felt like a little, like she was guiding her, and Mia was like, okay, should I take some notes?
Mia was definitely going, okay, sure, yeah, I'm gonna listen to you. But no, I can see, it was interesting to see Keiarna kind of know what she was talking about. She seemed very confident and very
much so,
like she knew what she was doing,
intelligent
about.
Yes.
So instead of having to defend or talk trash about one of the other women, she's like, no, this is what I do for a living, and like, let me tell you how it often works, and what I would think you should do.
Right.
Like, when you're so confident and how a situation, when you know your stuff backwards and forward, it comes through and it's clear.
It flows just like, this is what you should do.
And it even removes any sort of, element. She's very professional about it.
Very professional, yeah.
Even if she's like, I don't really like you that much, but, you know, if I'm going to talk to you about this is what I would say.
Because I've experienced with it both professionally and personally.
Right.
And so, yeah. And I think she was really good in that scene, Keiarna.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Where I'd lose it is, I mean,
it was just...
Those kids are too young to have had that conversation.
So, okay,
actually, backing up, I don't have much experience with the age range of different kids. I mean, you know, I don't really know what an 8-year-old is typical 8-year-old acts like, you know. But her 7 and 8-year-olds seem like they were either they're too young. Let me back it up. I think the people like our friends' kids, some of the ones that are that age, I think maybe mature for that age, where they act older than they are. So they may be 8 or 9 years old, you know, but they act like 10 or 11-year-olds.
Right.
You know? So I don't know if her kids are typical 8-year-olds and that's how an 8-year-old is. Like even comparing back to Orange County when they're talking about Emily's kids.
Like what they could have.
Yeah. I don't know what's typical, but they didn't seem like they were ready to be having a conversation about divorce and what that means.
Or growing apart.
Right.
I don't think that's like a concept, you know, because they don't know about growing together. How would you know about growing up? It was a very like adult. Here's the thing. It's a matter of like, you want them to be real, these women on these shows, and to share their lives authentically, you know, but you don't need to have everything on camera. And I was saying to you that before we came up here, that if her kids were the same age as Gizelle's kids, I could see having that conversation, but they seemed very young and not really grasping the concept of why mommy and daddy weren't together anymore.
Right.
You know,
I think even if they were Wendy's kids' age, like, you know, 12,
right,
I think that'd be fine.
Yes.
You know? But you're right. They weren't grasping why they weren't together. I do want to know who told her to say the thing about ink.
No, who told her about where did you meet? And she kept pressing it.
That too, yeah.
She has seen that, or her friend has said that, or someone knows her mother worked in the club.
we met in Charlotte, Southeast Charlotte.
Yeah, like she really kept pressing that. She knew,
right,
and wanted it. And yeah, so between that and like, you know, I don't want you to marry Mr. Ink, and it was just like, how do you know that that's going to be?
Yeah.
How do you go from like knowing the concept or not knowing the concept of like your parents are not together, you're getting a divorce, to now you cannot marry Mr. Ink? And then Mia like backtracking of like, do you know what marriage is? It's like, so you started this conversation with saying, you know, we're having a divorce, and now you're saying, do you know what marriage
is? It
is?
seemed like Mia was almost a little surprised that they didn't understand. Like it sounded like she mentioned divorce to them before, and they were like, no, this is news to us.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, okay, crap. Like they're not retaining the information.
Yes. Like that's what it is. They're not retaining the information. They don't want to.
Yeah. Or either that, or a camera's on and they're like, oh, well, we're gonna be funny and goofy because there's a camera on us. Like,
or they're not paying attention.
Right.
They're like, oh yeah, that thing you told us. Because I wonder what that conversation was initially when they were like, I'm going to live here and Daddy's going to live here. Like, how did they break that down?
Right. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It was just...
It feels furtherly icky that, like, it just feels... I don't think, again, I don't think she's using the kids or anything.
It's not a judgment. I think she's, you know, again, they're all great moms. We're not making a judgment about her being a mother. It just felt the kids were too young to have the conversation.
Right.
It was really awkward as a viewer to see that clunk. Even Gordon was like, that was very disjointed.
Right. Right. And I think touching on what like Gizelle has said is like, you know, the kids are going to see this someday. And like this whole conversation about whether, you know, Jeremiah is Ink's son or Gordon's son, which, by the way, got to be Gordon's son. They look identical.
They look very similar. Yes.
Very similar. Not that I've stared into Ink's eyes so much to know what he looks like, but definitely looks like Gordon, 100%.
Yeah.
But it kind of just goes to where it's just like involving your kids in this, your young children in this deep of a issue with your family on camera. That's just a little icky to me.
Yeah.
It'd be like if Ashley was trying to, you know, take Dean and be like, oh, you know, Daddy and Mommy are getting a divorce. Like,
yeah, I wonder what that conversation is too. You know,
But if Ashley's having that conversation, she's not trying to do it on camera. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's where I think...
Well, Michael wouldn't let her.
Well, that's probably true.
Michael's like, you can make cookies with those kids all day long.
You mentioned my name.
Done.
No more child support. No more alimony.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, it just seems... I
like a conversation between Mia and Ashley where they discuss... how did you tell the kids, or like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, see, I think that would be good television.
Yes.
Because then they could have an adult conversation about how their kids took it. And it wouldn't be necessarily showing the kids' firsthand reaction and the confusion. And it just doesn't seem like I don't like it.
Yeah. It was, again, it was like, can we exit this chat?
Yeah. People watching are wondering the same thing now.
No.
Trust me, I'm not gonna reserve the right to change my mind later, but I don't think I like Mia. I just don't. I wish I had a better way to explain it. I just think that like the things that she's pushing up as her priorities and as her storyline, I'm finding zero interest in.
I think the way she's handling it is clunky and it's off-putting. I don't know where she's going with this. I like her. I'm fine with her for the most part. I find her to be, like Karen, somewhat of a confusing person with the message or the information she's giving to us. Mm-hmm. But like part of it could be, things are very haphazard with Gordon. It just, when she was saying, about how her daughter doesn't want her to marry Ink, and she's like, that's a good observation, but I've been through so much, and it's like, I got to get this divorce, so I can't keep caring about Gordon. It's like, it's just such a back and forth of like, I don't care about Gordon. He's bothering my kids, so I got to care about him. I got to help him, and I guess it's an awkward, quick position to be in, but it's just so many like ups and downs and right and left turns with her. I don't know where I'm going with her, so I'm okay with her as a person, but I just find her to be a little, I don't get you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say so harshly that I'm not okay with her as a person, but I get the feeling that like if I were in a room with her and she just started like thinking about it, if she was at dinner with us tonight and we were catching up with, oh, so Mia, what's going on with your life? And she started telling me, I'd be like, oh, God. It's like, too much. Like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. And it's also like, it just seems like it's a lot of drama of your own making. Like, I know that Gordon is a huge part of it. Obviously divorce, and he's having his own, tough times at life, and that's affecting her and her children, obviously. Yeah. But I think so much of this drama is her own making. And I'm not even talking about the fun drama that she's trying to make for the show. I just think that she's kind of in the situation she's in, and she tries to make it out that it's not her, that it's not inevitable that it would end up this way. It's like, no, you've been cheating on your husband with this guy you went to high school with. Like you've invited all of this into your life over and over and over again. And yes, everything with Gordon isn't, storybook romance, obviously. And so it was going somewhere, but it's like, she just keeps inviting the drama in and then wondering why everything's so dramatic.
Yeah. I think also like bringing like Ink in and making this a family unit. Like, I think she definitely should be happy. Like, she shouldn't be miserable.
Agreed.
This isn't working for her. She and Gordon should not be together anymore. But I think she needs to like settle this situation or get it to a better place before she can get into a serious relationship with Ink.
Right.
So, and have him be involved in her children's lives in a serious way.
Or do a much better, less like tongue-in-cheek way of saying, I've been sleeping, he's been in my life this entire time. I just haven't been showing it on camera because I didn't want it to look a certain way or whatever. So it's like, and that's definitely what I get the feeling from, I don't want to get the feeling. It's like Gordon and Ink and Mia have said as much. He's always been part of their life. He's never gone away. So it's like, for the show at least, quit pretending that this is just a new development.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So...
This could go back as far as like when she first started on the show.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
you know, or, you know, maybe at that time she was trying to, you know, make a go of it, and, you know, they were at a different point, but, you know, it's not like Ink showed up yesterday.
Right.
Ink didn't just show up at the end of last season as her DJ friend. I'm sorry, radio personality.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the thing is, too, if he is so in love with you and you're great friends outside of, like, you know, a romance, he will be there for you once this is settled with Gordon.
Yeah.
You know, if he's waited this entire time, he can wait a little bit longer.
Well,
you know.
Yeah, but again, I think that the whole reason that they're not waiting and they're not is that he's been there the whole time. So, like, that.
No, but I'm saying that she should, you know, maybe put it on pause perhaps until she figures this all out with Gordon and gets her kids to be in a good place with it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, before really going, like, all out with the relationship with Ink.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I think getting the kids all right with it and not on camera would probably be the better way of going at it.
Yes, agreed.
So, but I mean, I do appreciate even last season when, you know, they had the kind of conversation when they picked cameras back up.
Oh gosh, yeah, that whole thing.
Like, Mia's definitely trying to be authentic. I just think that she's trying to monitor exactly what gets presented.
That authenticity.
Yeah, it's a weird one, and I just too much drama of her own creation.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a good way of putting it.
So.
It didn't just happen to her.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, like, you know, you get what you reap what you sow, that sort of thing. I'm not saying that.
No, I'm not saying it that way. It's just that you,
like, if you want things to be a little bit more calm, how about
there are better ways of, like, and better decisions that could have been made to avoid, you know.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm tired of her.
I mean, there have been a lot of Mia-centric episodes. So
I'm tired of that red dress and that blonde wig and
again, it's the American Beauty.
Yeah. She's had a couple other looks, but that's primarily the one she's in so far.
Well, they stopped doing that one with her, like, the Patty Duke flip.
Oh, that
was just bugging the crap out of me.
Gizelle looked good.
I mean, her interview looks were too similar. They're both, like, gold dresses, but she looked great in that black and white dress.
Yeah.
And when we saw that clip from Watch What Happens Live coming out,
good.
Great there. Yeah. So, yeah, sometimes she'll, like, really great. Oh, we even talked about the whole, like, Will thing. And not that there's much to talk about, but, like, that was weird.
That is weird. Yeah.
Someone who she wouldn't say who, someone around her father is saying that this new will that cuts Gizelle and her kids out of, doesn't give them anything,
right,
is the will, and she's contesting that will.
She made it seem, and I may have misheard, but I thought she was kind of suggesting that he may have had, like, a girlfriend or someone, like, someone special in his life who may have, if you go back and watch it, because she starts talking to the girls about, like, someone who might. Yeah, we should go back and watch it.
I thought she only said, like, someone who was around him, who was close to him throughout the real will, and got him to sign a new will, but, like, that was impossible because he was in no shape to sign anything because he was close to death.
Yeah.
So that just seemed, though, I was like, whoa, where did this come from?
Yeah, I mean, it's crappy. I mean, that happened to my family. Allegedly. I was obviously very young and don't know the true details about it, but yeah, people, money and wills they screw people up. So,
and families, especially, like, bigger families, when everyone wants something
exactly
to have it go their way. So
I mean, again, it seems strange for her to bring up on the show in this way, and, like, it must be something.
I'm surprised. Yeah.
And I feel like it has to be something that was over and done with real quick for them to be bringing it up so casually. Like, again, it's the sort of thing, Karen won't talk about her, 8 charges on her DUI, but, Giselle's like, yeah, then we're going to contest this will. And she seems so confident about it that, like, seemed like it was probably open and shut before. Like, maybe it's something that happened and then the next day they're like, oh no, we figured it out.
Exactly.
A storyline of it. It just seems too casual.
Like, Andy will bring it up 3, like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever her storyline is, family.
Right.
So I guess it fits into that whole thing and dealing with her father's death and grief and whatnot. So that's part of it. So
I honestly am a stupid human being because I thought with the girls going away to college and everything that we just wouldn't see them anymore. But nope, here they are.
Well, because I think it's the summer. They're post-graduation, so we'll see them like eventually.
It's kind of like on Jersey, Gia or whoever went away. Who went away?
I was supposed to say Donatella. It was Melissa's daughter and Grace's daughter. The second one,
Melania?
No, she's the third one, who actually did go to school after they stopped filming. Gia, Melania, Adriana, and then Gabriella. Yes.
Either way, I expect to never see those kids on that show ever again.
Yeah.
They went away to school, do like you do on a soap opera. I don't want to see those damn kids again. When they come back, they better be aged 20 years.
And ready to work at Brash and Sassy.
Yes. So what show's Brash and Sassy?
It was part of Newman Enterprises. It was Victoria came back. And she started working at Newman, and she created this whole, I don't think it's a makeup line called Brash and Sassy. It was the 90s.
I was not expecting a Y&R reference from you. Everything is usually one life to live.
There was something sometimes in the summers I would watch Y&R, and I was really into Victoria. And
and Brash and Sassy.
Victoria and Ryan, it was like that triangle of Victoria, Ryan, and Nina. And Ryan was already, she was very young, and he was in his 20s. But anywho,
we really digressed there.
We did.
Next time on Real Housewives of Potomac, what happens?
Karen throws a love lagoon. He's a blue lagoon party.
Party that focuses on love.
That's why I always try to focus on love. And then Jacqueline shows up to cause a scene.
Mm-hmm.
And Gizelle brings her date from speed dating to an all cast event.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal at all. Just hey,
no pressure.
Trial by fire. Oh, it's no good. Is TJ there?
I'm sure.
Because if he's looking for camera time, this is time to get it.
I hope he takes off his bonnet.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, maybe Jazzy will be there because we didn't see her this episode.
We haven't seen her. And is there any other friends? Will Vivian go back up? Vivian, was that her name?
She was I think trying to be, but didn't.
I know she's not an official friend of.
Yeah. Maybe she might be if she has a man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Charisse
shows up.
Neffs. Jacqueline is I feel like the new Charisse because she is a burr in Karen's saddle, and she's not having her. And the fact that you see her saying, "No, ma'am, get out of here."
Well, it sounds like she wasn't invited, and she just shows up anyway.
Well, yeah, she isn't invited because Karen doesn't like her,
right?
And she's in that weird are they dating? Are they not dating thing with Mr. PP?
No, I thought we'd go one episode without talking about PP.
Yeah, Jacqueline's kind of I know you don't like Mia. I don't like Jacqueline.
I like Jacqueline more than Mia, only in the way that I feel like she's been kind of crapped on by Mia in the past.
Yeah, no matter how much she gets crapped on, she is up Mia's butt.
Yeah, she's
full time.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? Yeah.
Yeah, she makes Jennifer Aiden look downright independent. She's where's Mia? Where's Mia? Don't talk about Mia.
Yeah.
Mia's my friend. That's my good friend. You don't know Mia. I know Mia. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think
I shared a bed, a shower.
All right, fine. I don't like Mia. I don't like Jacqueline. Is that what you want to hear? No. I think Jacqueline, again, I think ultimately she's not going to do well because she's making it about something else,
In the whole Karen thing?
Yeah.
I think she's not doing well because she's not really good friends with the other women. At least so it seems.
Yeah. That's true.
She's not smart and branching out. I feel like Jazzy knows everybody or is trying to circulate.
And that's what kind of did well with Keiarna as well.
Yes.
So she wasn't just friends with
Wendy. Remember, because on the trip, Wendy was looking out for her and she was...
Oh, yeah. Remember Gizelle came to check on her?
Yeah.
Sick. Oh,
gosh. I forgot that whole sickness. Yeah. Was she puking?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
DR.
Yeah. On that note, can we end on puking?
No, we need something better to end on.
Well, here, think about her. The Love Lagoon.
The Love Lagoon. I can't wait. I hope that Chris Racken shows up.
I don't know if that is. But thank you for trying.
He was on Lovely. He was a Blue Lagoon.
Oh, okay.
Brooke Shields, Chris Rock.
Oh.
He's the blonde.
I don't know that person's name.
He was also in the stripper movie, like A Night.
When you say stripper movie to me, I think two things: Showgirls, right. Or I think of Magic Mike.
No, before Magic Mike, early '80s stripper movie with Leslie Ann Warren, with a teacher. No.
You see Leslie Ann Warren, I think Clue and Will and Grace. We should just play this word association game the whole rest of the time.
Whatever. It was a night in something. I can't remember the name. We'll have to like.
Nights in Rodantha?
I don't know why that's
because you haven't thought about that movie since it came out, probably. And probably never saw it.
I did not. No.
I think I may have seen it. I don't know how, but I did.
I can't even tell you what it's
about.
I have no text. It's romance, no? Like a romance.
It is, yeah. I mean, like chocolat? Chocolat? Or I was thinking like water for chocolate. Oh, chocolat, yeah.
Well, there's like water for chocolate and there's
Yeah. No, I think it's more like Under the Tuscan Sun, sort of like girl, yeah, or like Autumn in New York.
Right.
Nights in Rodantha. Might have been based on a book. I don't remember.
It sounds like a book.
But I'm just going to look it up after this. But should we move on and talk about this next time?
Until next time. Nights in Rodantha.